When was the last time you realized that your body is still speaking for you, even before you open your mouth? Most men believe attraction fades with time, that interest disappears after a certain age, and that what once mattered no longer counts. That belief quietly drains confidence. It lowers posture. It changes how you enter a room. And without noticing, you start moving through life as if you are no longer seen. But the truth is sharper and far more empowering. Attraction does not die with age, it evolves. And when you understand how it evolves, you regain control. Your body is not competing with youth. It is communicating something deeper. Women are not scanning for perfection. They are scanning for signs of life, strength, and stability. The human brain is wired to detect health and safety before beauty. This happens in seconds. Before a word is spoken, before a smile appears, your posture, your movement, your presence sends signals that say either this man is grounded or this man has given up. And those signals matter more now than they ever did before. What most men never learn is that physical presence after 60 becomes more powerful when it is intentional. You no longer need speed, you need clarity. You no longer need volume, you need calm. Calm communicates mastery. Mastery creates trust, and trust is the foundation of attraction at any age. When you stand with awareness, when your movements are controlled, when your energy feels settled, people feel it. Women feel it instantly. They may not explain it, they may not even be conscious of it, but they respond to it. This is where fear often hides. The fear of being judged, the fear of being invisible, the fear that time has already decided your value. That fear causes tension in the body, tight shoulders, shallow breathing, hesitant steps, and the body ends up telling a story you never intended to tell. But here is the shift. The moment you understand that your body can be trained to project strength again, the fear loses power. Awareness replaces doubt. Control replaces anxiety. Every man who commands respect later in life understands one truth. His body is an instrument, not a limitation. It reflects how he treats himself, how he thinks, how he moves through pressure. When you honor your body, others sense it without effort. And once you learn what is truly being noticed, you stop wasting energy on the wrong things. You focus on what creates real presence. Stay with this message until the end, because what you are about to understand is not about appearance. It is about influence. It is about how to silently communicate confidence, vitality, and masculine stability without chasing approval. This knowledge changes how you see yourself. And when that shifts, the world responds differently. Once you understand that your presence speaks first, you begin to notice where attention naturally goes, and it often settles on the eyes. Not because of romance or drama, but because the eyes reveal what the mouth never can. They expose how you live, how you manage pressure, and how you relate to yourself. Long before someone decides what they think about you, the nervous system reads your eyes for one simple answer. Is this man steady, or is he unsettled? Women are not searching for intensity, they are sensing stability. Clear eyes suggest clarity of mind. Calm eyes suggest emotional control. Restless eyes suggest inner noise. This is biology, not opinion. The brain associates steady eye contact with trust, leadership, and self-assurance. It signals that a man is present in his body and not running from himself. Presence creates safety. Safety allows attraction to breathe. When your eyes feel grounded, people relax around you without knowing why. Many men underestimate this because they think confidence must be loud. But confidence after 60 becomes quiet. It becomes measured. It becomes calm. The eyes become softer yet more certain. This kind of gaze does not seek approval. It does not rush to impress. It simply rests where it belongs. And that stillness is powerful. Stillness tells the world you are not shaken by time, by opinions, or by uncertainty. Tired eyes often come from tired thinking, from years of carrying stress without release, from neglecting rest, hydration, and purpose. This is not weakness, it is unaddressed pressure. When pressure stays trapped, it leaks through the eyes. But the opposite is also true. When a man starts taking care of his inner world, his eyes change. They become clearer, more alert, more alive. People sense that life is still moving forward inside him. Eye contact is not about dominance, it is about honesty. Short glances feel unsure. Overstaring feels aggressive. Balanced eye contact feels confident. It says, I am here and I am comfortable being here. That comfort is magnetic. Women respond to men who are emotionally settled because it signals reliability. Reliability builds attraction that lasts beyond surface appeal. This is why small habits matter more than dramatic effort. Quality sleep restores the nervous system. Water refreshes the body and sharpens focus. Reduced stress lowers facial tension. Purpose gives the eyes direction. When you wake up with something meaningful to move toward, your gaze changes naturally. You do not fake it, you embody it. And embodiment is what people trust. Your eyes also reflect how you see yourself. When you respect your own time, boundaries, and energy, your eyes carry quiet confidence. When you stop apologizing for existing, your gaze becomes steady. When you stop chasing validation, your eyes stop asking for permission. That shift is felt instantly. This is not about looking younger. It is about looking alive. Alive in a way that feels grounded and secure. Alive in a way that reassures rather than overwhelms. When your eyes communicate calm certainty, they invite connection without effort. And once that connection is felt, everything else you bring carries more weight. That calm certainty does not stop at your gaze. It travels downward, into the parts of you that interact with the world most often, and few things reveal more about a man than his hands. Hands are never silent. They announce how you treat yourself, how you handle pressure, and how you move through responsibility. Women notice them not out of curiosity but out of instinct. Hands are read as proof. Proof of discipline, proof of experience, proof of whether a man is careless or deliberate with his life. Your hands carry your history, but they also reveal your present mindset. Steady hands suggest inner control. Jerky movements suggest tension. Well-kept hands signal self-respect. Neglected hands quietly suggest neglect elsewhere. This happens fast. The brain forms impressions before logic intervenes. It is not about perfection, it is about intention. Intention communicates maturity. Maturity builds trust. There is power in how you move your hands. Slow, purposeful gestures tell the nervous system that you are grounded. Rushed or fidgeting hands signal unrest. When your hands rest comfortably, when they move with control, people feel safer around you. Safety is the doorway to attraction. Attraction grows when tension drops. Why presence matters more than force. Strength is no longer about grip. It is about restraint. Hands also reflect how you manage daily life. Cleanliness, grooming, care. These are not vanity habits. They are psychological signals. Studies show people associate well-kept hands with reliability and competence. Not because of fashion, but because care requires consistency. Consistency suggests discipline. Discipline suggests stability. Stability feels rare and valuable. Many men believe aging hands work against them. The opposite is true when awareness is present. Lines, texture, and structure can communicate experience when paired with care. Experience without care feels heavy. Experience with care feels authoritative. Your hands can say, I have lived, I have learned, and I am still in command of myself. The way you touch objects matters too. How you hold a glass, how you open a door, how you gesture while speaking. These movements reveal whether you rush through life or move with intention. Intentional movement tells the world you are not desperate for outcomes. You trust yourself to arrive where you need to be. That trust is felt immediately. Caring for your hands is not about impressing others. It is about aligning your outer behavior with inner standards. When you take time to care for small details, your identity shifts. You begin to see yourself as someone who values himself. That self-valuation changes posture, tone, and presence. Others respond to that shift without explanation. Your hands also reveal emotional age. Calm hands suggest emotional regulation. Tight hands suggest unexpressed stress. When you learn to slow your movements, you train your nervous system to relax. Relaxation increases confidence. Confidence reduces the need to prove anything, and a man who does not need to prove himself carries quiet authority. This is how attraction evolves. It becomes subtle. It becomes psychological. It becomes rooted in how you exist, not how you perform. When your hands communicate control, care, and confidence, they reinforce everything your eyes have already said, and together they form a message that cannot be ignored. When your hands move with control, the rest of your body follows. That message upward, into the structure that holds everything together. Your posture is not just how you stand, it is how you meet life. It is the silent declaration you make before anyone hears your voice. Women read posture instantly because posture reflects mindset. It reveals whether a man feels defeated by time or grounded within it. A collapsed posture sends one message. It says you are carrying weight you never released. It says you have shrunk to avoid attention. It says you are bracing against life instead of engaging with it. That message is felt, not analyzed. The nervous system reacts before thought arrives. But an aligned posture sends a different signal. It says you are comfortable in your body. It says you belong where you stand. It says you have nothing to hide. This is not about standing stiff or forcing your chest forward. Forced posture feels artificial. True posture comes from alignment, not tension. When your head balances naturally over your spine, when your shoulders rest instead of hunch, when your chest opens without strain, your body communicates ease. Ease communicates confidence. Confidence invites connection. Connection keeps interest alive. Science supports this more than opinion ever could. Upright posture influences hormone response. It increases feelings of confidence and reduces stress signals in the brain. When you stand tall, your nervous system receives feedback that you are safe. Safety lowers anxiety. Lower anxiety sharpens presence. Presence is what people remember long after looks fade. Many and accept poor posture as an inevitable result of age. That belief quietly erodes self-respect. The truth is, posture is trainable at any stage of life. Small daily corrections rewire muscle memory. Gentle awareness restores alignment. And as alignment improves, so does self-perception. You begin to feel stronger before anyone notices you look stronger. That internal shift changes how you walk into rooms, how you sit, how you speak. Posture also affects how your words land. A man who stands aligned speaks from stability. His voice carries weight without effort. His pauses feel intentional. His silence feels confident. People listen differently when the body behind the words feels grounded. Women respond to that grounding because it signals emotional reliability. Reliability is rare, and what is rare holds value. When posture improves, the body stops apologizing. Slouched bodies often signal apology, even when no apology is spoken. Upright bodies signal permission to exist fully. That permission changes how others treat you. Respect follows clarity. Clarity begins in the spine. You do not need size, youth, or intimidation. You need alignment. Alignment tells the world that you are still engaged with life, that you have not retreated inward, that you are standing in your years, not hiding from them. This message lands quietly but powerfully. Practice awareness when you stand, when you sit, when you walk. Let gravity work with you, not against you. Release unnecessary tension. Allow height without force. Each correction sends a signal inward first. I am here, I am capable, I am present. Over time, that signal becomes your default state. When your posture aligns, it amplifies everything already established. Your eyes feel steadier. Your hands feel calmer. Your energy feels contained and deliberate. And when those signals align together, they create a presence that feels unmistakably masculine, grounded, and quietly attractive. When alignment settles into your body, it begins to show on the surface. In the place where life leaves its most honest marks. Your skin does not lie. It reflects how you live, how you recover, and how you respect yourself. Women notice this not because they are judging age, but because skin signals vitality. It communicates whether a man is worn down by his years or strengthened by them. Skin is read as a health signal long before it is seen as an aesthetic one. Tone, texture, and clarity tell the nervous system whether energy is flowing or stalled. Chronic stress tightens facial muscles. Poor sleep dulls color. Neglect dries expression. Care restores life. This happens slowly, then suddenly. One day people begin responding differently, not knowing exactly why. Many men assume skincare is about vanity. That belief blocks transformation. Skincare is discipline made visible. It is consistency translated into presence. When a man takes responsibility for his skin, he sends a message to himself first. I am worth maintaining. That internal agreement changes behavior. Behavior shapes identity. Identity shapes how others experience you. Healthy skin does not mean flawless skin. Lines are not the enemy. Dullness is. Dehydration is. Chronic tension is. When skin carries color and elasticity, it signals resilience. Resilience is attractive because it suggests endurance. Endurance suggests reliability. Reliability builds trust, and trust deepens attraction far beyond surface appeal. This is where simple habits quietly rebuild confidence. Water restores cells and focus. Sleep repairs what stress breaks down. Sun exposure in balance supports rhythm. Clean routines remove neglect. None of this is dramatic. All of it is powerful. Small actions repeated daily compound into visible strength. Over time, your reflecting on begins to align with how you want to feel inside. Skin also reflects emotional regulation. Constant frustration etches itself into the face. Peace softens expression. When you reduce internal conflict, your skin responds. When you stop fighting time and start working with it, your face relaxes. Relaxation reads as confidence. Confidence reads as self-possession. Self-possession is deeply magnetic. Women sense when a man cares for himself without obsession. Obsession feels insecure. Care feels grounded. Care says this man respects his body because it carries his life forward. That respect feels safe. Safety allows attraction to exist without pressure. Pressure kills connection. Calm nurtures it. Your skin also changes how your eyes and posture are perceived. When the face carries vitality, the gaze feels clearer. The posture feels more intentional. Everything integrates. This is not about reversing age. It is about expressing strength through age. When your skin reflects health, it supports the message your body is already sending. Self-respect shows up in the smallest rituals. Washing your face with intention, hydrating consistently, allowing rest without guilt. These actions teach the nervous system that you are not neglecting yourself anymore. Neglect fades confidence. Care restores it. As your skin responds, so does your self-image. You begin to feel sharper, more awake, more engaged. That internal shift changes how you show up socially. You speak with more certainty. You listen with more presence. People feel the difference before they can name it. This is how attraction matures. It becomes rooted in how well you maintain your life force. When your skin reflects balance and vitality, it completes the picture your body has been building. Calm eyes, controlled hands, aligned posture, and now a face that quietly says, "This man is still fully alive." When all of these signals come together, they begin to move as one, and that movement tells the final truth. How you walk, how you shift your weight, how you enter a space, reveals whether your life energy is flowing or blocked. Women notice movement because movement cannot be faked for long. It exposes emotional age. It shows whether a man feels alive inside his body or trapped by it. Every step you take sends information. Heavy, dragging steps suggest burden. Rigid steps suggest resistance. Smooth, grounded steps suggest inner order. The nervous system reads this instantly. It senses whether a man feels comfortable carrying himself through the world. Comfort attracts because it signals mastery over one's own state. Mastery is magnetic. Movement after 60 is not about speed. It is about intention. When you rush, you communicate urgency and unrest. When you move with controlled pace, you communicate confidence. Confidence does not hurry, it trusts timing. A man who walks with balance and rhythm feels reliable. Reliability calms the people around him. Calm opens the door to connection. Feet matter more than most realize. They carry your weight. They absorb your history. They reflect how grounded you feel in life. Neglected feet often belong to men who feel disconnected from their bodies. Cared-for feet belong to men who respect their foundation. Respecting your foundation changes how you stand, how you walk, how you feel in every interaction. Psychology links walking style to emotional state. Upright, fluid movement increases positive mood and self-belief. Slouched, restricted movement reinforces defeat. This creates a loop. How you move affects how you feel. How you feel affects how you move. When you consciously improve movement, you break negative loops and build positive ones. This is transformation through action, not thought alone. Daily walking is more than exercise. It is nervous system training. Each intentional step tells your body you are still moving forward. Forward motion rewires the brain toward optimism. Optimism shows in the face, the eyes, the posture. Everything connects. When your movement becomes deliberate, your presence becomes undeniable. Women sense when a man's movement is aligned with his words. Misalignment creates discomfort. Alignment creates trust. Trust sustains attraction. When you walk with balance, your stillness feels stronger. When you sit with grounded ease, your silence carries weight. You no longer need to fill space with effort. Your body does the work for you. Balance is especially powerful. Good balance signals physical awareness and mental clarity. It shows adaptability. Adaptability suggests resilience. Resilience is deeply attractive because it implies the ability to handle change without collapse. Life respects men who adapt. People gravitate toward them instinctively. Caring for joints, flexibility, and balance is not about youth. It is about longevity of presence. When your body moves without complaint, your confidence grows quietly. When confidence grows, fear shrinks. When fear shrinks, authenticity emerges. Authenticity is the core of lasting attraction. As your movement improves, you begin to feel lighter emotionally. The body releases stored tension, the mind follows, you feel more awake in moments, more engaged in conversations, more at ease in silence. Others feel that ease and mirror it back to you. This is the full message your body delivers. Calm eyes, controlled hands, aligned posture, vital skin. And now, movement that says you are still in rhythm with life, not chasing the past, not fearing the future, standing firmly in the present. When a man moves like that, age becomes irrelevant. What remains is presence. And presence is what people remember. And when presence becomes consistent, something deeper locks into place. You stop thinking about what is being noticed because your body and mind are finally aligned. This is where real transformation happens, not on the surface but in identity. You are no longer trying to be seen. You are simply showing up fully. That shift changes everything. At this stage, women are not evaluating parts anymore. They are feeling coherence. Coherence is when your signals agree with each other. Your eyes match your posture. Your hands match your words. Your movement matches your energy. When there is no contradiction, the nervous system relaxes. Relaxation creates openness. Openness allows attraction to exist without force. Most men spend years sending mixed signals without realizing it. Calm words with tense bodies. Confident claims with hesitant movement. Careless habits with a desire to be respected. Mixed signals create confusion. Confusion kills interest. But when alignment happens, interest feels natural, effortless, almost inevitable. This is where self-respect becomes visible, not as ego, not as performance, but as quiet certainty. Certainty does not need approval. It does not chase reactions. It allows others to come closer at their own pace. That patience feels powerful. Women sense when a man is not rushing outcomes. It signals abundance. Abundance is attractive because it removes pressure. Your body becomes your anchor. When stress hits, you return to posture. When doubt appears, you return to breath and movement. When insecurity whispers, you return to routine and care. Each return strengthens your foundation. Over time, that foundation becomes unshakable. People feel it when they stand near you. This is not about dating tactics. It is about becoming someone who is emotionally settled. Settled men feel safe. Safe men are trusted. Trusted men are desired. This is how attraction too res into something deeper and more meaningful. It stops being about proving worth and starts being about sharing presence. Age no longer feels like a countdown. It feels like clarity. You know what matters. You know what you stand for. Your body reflects that knowing. Every part of you communicates that you are still engaged with life, still learning, still growing, still capable of connection. When you live this way, rejection loses its sting. You no longer interpret disinterest as failure. You understand alignment cannot be forced. This understanding creates emotional freedom. Freedom is felt instantly. People are drawn to those who are free within themselves. This is the reward of doing the work quietly, of choosing discipline over neglect, awareness over denial, intention over resignation. You begin to experience interactions differently. Conversations deepen. Eye contact lasts longer. Silence feels comfortable instead of awkward. These are signs of inner authority. Your body becomes a reflection of your values. Calm, care, strength, balance, presence. These qualities cannot be faked long term, but they can be built. And once built, they compound. Year after year, they create a man who feels grounded rather than aged. This is how you reclaim confidence without pretending. This is how you become attractive without chasing youth. This is how you walk into the next chapter of your life with your head aligned, your steps steady, and your energy unmistakably alive.